If you struggle scripting or writing or filming your videos for Instagram in terms of generating clients, stick around, because in this video I'll talk you through the entire Instagram video scripting guide to basically generate unlimited clients and unlimited leads for your coaching business, just by knowing what to say, and how to structure and script the videos to be able to go highly viral with the people you want to work with. So I'll share my screen and I'll talk you through exactly what you need to be doing, right? So one of the very first things what we want to be doing is looking at our Instagram video kind of structure and content in this kind of three-phase part, right? So this Instagram growth strategy from a video perspective is going to do a couple things really, really well. But one of the first things we're going to do for this video is we're going to keep it strictly specific for just videos and just reels, right? Because I deeply believe if you get really good at videos and reels in particular, you'll be able to grow your coaching business much, much quicker than if you're hiding your face or if you're hiding behind text and captions, because AI is so good now. People buy from people more than ever, and trust is so important. So this is why this strategy is going to be strictly for videos and reels. If you want to watch more comprehensive in terms of carousels, emails, copywriting, like all of these different kind of components of content, there'll be other videos on the channel, so make sure to find them, right? But from an Instagram video structure perspective, what we want to keep in mind with our videos is this, and it's a three-phase mechanism. So the first is the very top. The second thing after this, maybe we need to play around with the colors a little bit, right? So let's do it like this, right? So the first is the very top, which we'll keep red, and I'll tell you why in a second. So it's really important. The bottom is green, and this is also green, and then the middle is yellow, right? So here's why. What we want to do with our videos and our guide and our videos and our guides and stuff that we're filming on Instagram is a couple things, right? The very first thing, and the reason this is red, is because the very first thing we want to obsess about is the first 3 to 5 seconds of our videos, and these go here. So first 3 to 5 seconds, this is called a hook, obviously. But what we want to do with these 3 to 5 second hooks is obsess about that at the very start and make that one of the most important things we do with our video content. Why exactly? Because this is what's going to stop people on Instagram if they're scrolling on social media, if they're scrolling on an explore page, if your feed's been randomly shown, if they followed you, and like they're going to see the first 3 seconds. And based on the first 3 seconds, they're going to decide if they should watch more or not, right? So this is why this is so important. And what we want to do with our hooks of the first 3 seconds is this. We want to think about, think what's in it for them. So what's in it for them. So the people we're creating content for, if it's, let's stick with fitness, and let's stick with the example of busy dads looking to lose weight. If you're a coach helping dads lose 20 kilos and get in shape, what we want to think about is what kind of hook, what kind of intro would make it very self-centered about the other person that's watching the video, and what's going to make them continue watching it. So what's in it for them. So an interesting hook, or hook that might work well for this, could be, if you struggle snacking, here's exactly what you need to do to never struggle again, right? Very self-focused hook on the busy dad, and very focused about them and solving their biggest problem. If you make a lot of your intros on your videos very highly focused about the other person, it's going to perform way better, right? So that's the very first thing we want to keep in mind with a hook. Once we're doing this, the second thing after the hook is the lesson, right? So the lesson of the post, right? So an example of this might be, let's stick with the busy dads, right? You've hooked them, you've said, if you struggle with this, if you struggle with this, watch this video because it'll solve your biggest problem. You've hooked them in. Now what we want to think about is how we solving the problem that they have. So if we've just talked about snacking, and that's a big kind of thing, what we want to do is provide one clear and very simple lesson that they can take, implement, and get results. This is a mistake I often see a lot of coaches making, and what they end up doing is they're trying to give all their best tips and all their best knowledge on a 60-second video, and the sad truth is that's quite physically impossible to teach someone how to lose weight, how to keep the weight off, how to understand calorie deficits, how to understand the mindset, how to understand the training, how to progressively overload. There's too much, right? What we want to do instead is dumb it down and just give one clear piece of advice for people, right, in one piece of content. You know, I was a personal trainer. I still get friends and family, especially from like when I'm meeting my mom or my dad's kind of or my uncle or my auntie and stuff like that. If I'm meeting them, they'll be like asking me for advice around fitness, right, or weight loss or health and stuff like that. If you try, and this is a mistake I used to make when I was a personal trainer, if you try and give someone all the information, if you try and tell them how to use a calorie deficit, how to find it, how to use MyFitnessPal, their head's going to explode. They're going to try and do it all, they're going to do none of it, and they're never going to get results, right? What we want to do instead of doing that is just give them one clear lesson that they can implement from this video. So if it's struggling with snacking, an easy piece of advice could be to implement more fruit into their diet. And again, you would know your tips better than I do, right? But just give them one simple thing that they can walk away with, implement, and they'll get results. And the minute you just do these two things, guys, one thing you will notice is when you look at your insights on your content, your save kind of count of piece of content, it's quite literally going to skyrocket, because people are going to find your content way more valuable than you trying to give all of the information into one. Their head explodes, they get overwhelmed, and they don't do anything, right? So just do that these two simple things, and watch your saves skyrocket. This is a clear indicator that your content becomes way more valuable for the people you want to work with, right? Once we've done these two things, the very last thing we want to do with our content is this. We want to give a call to action. Make this call to action one, please, and don't give people more than that. And I see this a lot as well. Don't try and get people to follow the page, like it, comment your keyword, or find out get your calorie calculator. Just give them one clear like next step from this video. So an easy one could be like, here's an example, right? So it could be save this post. It could be comment below for something more on this topic, right? Comment below for my next free thing, right? Comment below. If you've just given the snacking kind of example, the thing you might want to give them is a calorie calculator. You might want to give them a recipe book, like something specific that you have, right? And then once you've done that, once you've done that, like that's the end of the post. Just give one clear kind of call to action in terms of where you want people to go next. Keep that to be no longer than 3 to 4 seconds on trying to oversell in your content, because people will tune out. Literally say, if you found this post helpful, I actually have this entire next thing. It's a 10-minute video I filmed on how to manage this. If you want it, just comment below, I'll send it to you. Example. Another example could be a calorie calculator. I wouldn't do stuff personally. Like, I don't see that work very well. If you're like, DM me for my coaching. My coaching is so good. People don't want coaching. People want their problems solved. So the more you can focus and obsess about that, everything will become a lot easier, and you get more clients as a byproduct as well. So this is the biggest Instagram scripting guide and video scripting guide to create more viral worthy content, but also content that's going to blow up with the people you want to work with. If you implement this, you're guaranteed to have more better content, right? So implement this, your content is going to flow better, you're going to get better results, everything's going to move forward much quicker as well. So hope you found this helpful. I recently also filmed a free content workshop with a handful of coaches, and there's still a replay that you can access if you want to rewatch that live workshop completely for free. If you do want to rewatch that, there'll be a link down in the description below. You just need to let me know where to send it, and I'll send you that entire live training completely for free so you can watch it. You can implement even more golden gems, and we even had coaches on that call ask to get their content audited. They had specific questions which you may have also, so it'd probably be worth rewatching. If you want to watch that, just hit the link below and you can do that. If you find this content helpful and you want to see more just like this, make sure to hit like so I know what to post more of. If you don't want to miss future videos, hit subscribe so you get notified. and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.